Hello, it has been over a week since we last played this map. And I have no idea what I left it off with. I know that I set up the hemp cloche to get plenty of hemp to make the balloons for the creative jetpack. That is going to take a long time because I checked this a minute ago and I think there's only about a stack or so, yep, just under a stack of hemp. Sure, it'll triple when crushed, but we still need a lot of hemp cloth for all the balloons. So instead, there are still some quests in way back ages. So there's this one which needs prismarine, and for that I think we can get prismarine with the atomic reconstructor, and that is something that I think has only become available in this age, and is also a little bit why dash? Which means I have to get to Mars. I should have checked the recipe before committing the title to it, because I have not yet got to Mars. I could probably put together the rocket fairly quickly, because I do remember that we stuck that in the compressor beforehand. So where does there's the bench. So to get the reconstructor we're definitely going to need the next rocket. Tier 2. There we go. Tier 2 rockets. Which means we need field fluid canisters. So how do we get a canister? Because I remember in age 4 we couldn't find proper recipe for empty canister. Yes, age 5 thing, which is annoying because this would have been nice to have in age 4 for messing with the fuel. Fortunately the jerry can worked pretty much just as well. So we're going to need compressed steel and compressed tin. How many does we're going to need? We're going to need 2 because there was one in each booster. I don't think there's any more in any of them. So there's none there, so we need 4 steel. We could probably do with a bit more. Ah yes, there was something I never quite addressed. That we still make steel in the arc furnace, which requires coal coke and that coke oven downstairs. Whilst Stage 5 brought in mechanism, and mechanism has its own deal. So that needed 6. Did it need 6? No, that's not what I want. So 6 are each, so that's 12 to make the 6, so 24. These will eventually cook. I could probably do with getting any kind of furnace automated. We have bulked up a decent amount of essence, so we could go with the... I'm not sure if we've quite got enough for it, but the Supremium furnace would be very nice to have. Not there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Heavy duty. That should be enough of the other for all the other pieces of the tier 2, because that's the main body. Some of this to nose, the engine, the tail. I'm going to need to make oxygen filters, etc. though for that. I think in hindsight this episode is going to turn into Mars instead of Reconstruction. Currently the title is Reconstruction on the Twitch, but odds are it's going to be Mars Expedition when it makes it to YouTube. Speaking of, the YouTube backlog probably finished off 2 days ago. It's the 20th today when this is being recorded. Well, say record, when it's being streamed and then we have Twitch export it. But I'm fairly certain the backlog I had built up for YouTube only lasted until the 17th, so we've had a couple of days without a video on my channel. I'm not sure how the algorithm will like that, because YouTube is all tries to incentivise daily uploads of something and it will promote you. Whereas if you're every other day or something, it basically doesn't acknowledge you as existing. YouTube makes a lot of bad decisions. Usually when they're trying to automate things. So that will do one canister. We might be able to start. Let's see, do we have any yellow? We have a bit of yellow. Do we have any wool? We don't really have any wool. Do we have fleece? Yeah, we got a bit of fleece. Do we have wicker? We've got some wicker so we can make red wool. Go upstairs and shear more sheep. Do we have cane? Actually, we've got one. We had basically no use for the water seed after the after making the watering can. So we took the seed out so we didn't end up bulking up too much on water. So we've still got about 260 odd, or 264 if I remember the thing at the start of the start of this one. I checked out. So water 240. There was a 4 in there, so it's close enough. I'm still building up. Do you work? Are you going down? 84. 84. Oh, well, you're showing up at least, so you probably work. Is that sugar cane going through? I'm fairly certain that was him. Well, we'll watch. Actually, do we have it exported? Yes, we do. Maybe your mod author was one of these idiots that only thinks it can grow on sand when it can grow perfectly well on dirt. I say this when I set up my own thing outside to grow on sand anyway. Yes, you're the stubborn little git and you only want sand. You know what, just to prove a point, I'm going to go outside to my sugarcane farm, take it all down, and just make it all grow on dirt. Because I don't think we have snad. Do we have snad? We do not have snad. Oh yes, between sessions I do remember getting the last few windows filled in, which means I can't jump out the window anymore. Which sucks a bit. Plates downstairs will be finished so I can make a start on those boosters, and I need to shear the sheep. So we'll get those sheared, they might have grown back, and good, you haven't escaped for once. Because that weird thing where entities load before fences. I wonder if I'd get more fleece from getting fortune on the shears, but these are only flint ones, so good God, you're noisy. Oh yes, I can put a leaf back on that. You know, since I've just made a cloche of this, I probably don't even need to bother replanting this. I could instead seal up the thing, but we will plant just a couple there. So you grow fine on sand, dirt even. Which means we will get you. Do I have my shovel? You can go away. Pickaxe. And you have mostly grown back, but we will need to flood a little bit. Oh. So you're good. You're trying to steal me away. So let's just get the dirt in here. I am probably going to want to put the barrel... Oh, what's that? Oh, that's just from the... Meant to be the edge of that. So add more water to clean up that. For now we'll just block this up using this dirt, because I will eventually want to put more on the site there. Probably to make that neat. Also, the majority of this can go. Now that's clear. That can all go away like that. We will just take you out to neaten things up. And the still this wet mud. No one likes wet mud. So we'll get you out. We'll put some real dirt back. Just to clean this up. So you can sit there, you can grow. Actually, nope, we don't want you in there, we want you out of there. All you have to do is grow one thing, and now it's night. I literally just slept before the stream started because it was raining. That's annoying. Even though we've basically got full control of time, send it to day with the bed, send it to night with the ritual. It's not really worth putting game rule do daylight cycle false. Because we've got enough sort of cheaty gimmicks on already with being able to trade out regular hides for the wild dog hide. There we go, that's proved it. Let's get it. So what's the ratio of that? Is it 3 to 1 still? Yeah. Where because wild dogs are very stingy with spawns, we would trade them. Although I think we do still have a decent stock from when the last time they did spawn because of the amount of fortune on the sword. And then of course there's the other gimmick of having to keep inventory on, but even the yogs have resorted to that, and they just teleport everywhere. Then again, I also started teleporting. Mostly because I get channel exceptions more or less every single time we cross the dimensions. That's something which still needs to be fixed, because I'm not the only one that gets that problem. Not the first time, I'm the last. And you burnt because you're wet mud. You we will keep because we can actually use you to make more mystical seeds. Sand can go away, dirt can go away, flint no one likes. Cactus you can go away, red wool, and we will make more wool. Wicker, 2 more wool. Up 5, 6, 7. So we need a bit more sugarcane. So it's a 2 by 2. Convert all that. Yep. And all of that, which gets us enough for 6 more things. Are the sheep ready? Bone can go away. Although we will first go. We'll shear them first because I won't need to come back up afterwards. I should have just kept the wheat out. Actually, I didn't even need to bother with wheat. I could have just... Yeah, I don't feel like setting up the totemic ritual for making them breed, so we will just steal some from the blood magic. Into. Go 2 more little sheep. And 7 fleece, it's a little short, but we only need 1 more to be able to make the yellow for the boosters. So in you go, wicker, wool. Hang on. I must have had some left over. I wonder how I could go about automating fleece gathering. It can probably be done through industrial foregoing, aka NFR, but that's more hassle really than it's worth. So we just need yellow. We you'll only need 2 of those to get to the for the boosters. Actually, go back to the tier 2 rocket. So those needs 8 more steel. 9 steel, 3 tin. Just 9 steel and 3 tin. Steel and 3 tin. Oh, no, that's platinum. Then 3 tin. So we will take. Come on, respond. Fast. Weird gadget still being weird. So we have you 2, you 2, you 2. So we have the 2 canisters. And what do we need for boosters? Tier 2 rocket, 2 boosters. Oh, I need to fill them with fuel as well. Oh, and I need another 2 oxygen vents. That's a nuisance. So it's another 2 steel. This is an awful lot of hassle just to get dash. Can we convert it? I really should have checked that earlier if we can do the whole gimmick. Oh, but we can get dash seeds. Tier 5. That should be easy enough. Dash or can we convert you? Block it? No, that's a block. You will make 2 each time. So, tier 5 seed. Oh. Oh, we've got a tier 5 crafting seed already. What about furnaces? Do we have Fruinus? What's that? We have the Inferium furnace. So, mystical furnace. So that's Inferium Prudentium. So that needs 1 block. No, we haven't got it automated. So just essence. So it's 9 plus 3, 12 of this. And this is finished, so in with the steel. 11 should be right. Block. You 3 can go back. Prudentium. No, 12 intermedium. Yeah, plenty of you. Plenty of black quartz. We might as well get some of that start to come. I've just realised I didn't set up a drawer for the sugarcane. That's a bit annoying. For a second I was concerned I'd somehow entered creative mode, but no, I just have a lot of black quartz essence. What was? Oh, that's a lot of gold. That is quite a lot of gold. You're an 8, aren't you? Yep. So that's easy enough. You're probably an 8. Double clicking isn't sending it all immediately in. Aniline. I don't really know what we'd need this much aniline for. Nope, the essence is done. So 1 block. medium furnace. What's next? Supremium. I will need to keep 4 of these back for the seed. So do we have in... what? Oh. Right, so that's the blue one, so we need 12 of these. Do we have enough? Yes, we've got enough. But we're not going to get to Supremium. Superium, that's it. These two are practically the same spelling. That is actually going to take a long time. So out you come. We should only need 3 of you for that. 3 vents. What was it? Oh, I need to fill you with fuel. So these 2 with fuel. And the rest should be easy enough. Really, you're just going to be stubborn. Okay, what do we need to fill you? What? Pointless? Oh, it did fill. Oh yes, this is the block which doesn't update nicely. So we don't need a pointless machine. So back down. Not a squishing steel, isn't it? Yes. Is it done? Probably not. Guess it is. Oh wait, no, I already must have taken it out. So, you, we need yellow. We don't need to see that because it's easy enough. Tier 2 rocket. Oh, meteoric iron. How many plates of that do we need? We need 4 per, so that's 8, and I think these are 1-to-1, so I don't need to do double bits. Yep, that just needs 1. But until then, out you come. There we go. So rocket, we will need a flint and steel. Easy enough. A button. Nope. And a stone. And that will be enough for the engine. What's that in the middle? Canister. So it is more tin. There we go. Now stick. Stick as we need a torch. Redstone. And for the nose cone. There we go. Fins. You can go in there too. Let's get you. Should have make 4. Maybe do. We've only got this 1 left. So, do either of you? Yes, you use it. Why? How did this happen? Got the 10 for the body. So now we need 3 more of these. Let's see, it makes 2 each time. 4 steel iron. I'll remember it if I type it, but I can't remember the word right now. So, aluminium, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's the last one? Bronze. Good job, I made a huge bulk of that. Oh, what was that? Oh yes, that was for the You would have got... Oh. It's not going to make 3 though, it's going to make... So each of those... 4 will make 2. Those 2 will become 2, so I need to double all of that. Another 4. Another 4. And another 4. Let's see, we can go away. Seeds can go away, plates can go away, you can stay out because we will need you shortly. Essence, you will be done by now. Yep. And there is that. How much would we need for... there for now. We would need 9. How much essence do we need? Do we have enough? We probably don't. Calculation. Oof. We basically need about another we need about 2,200 or so in total, but that's about half as much again as what we have. So you can go away, you can go away, and get these compressed. I should consider investing in the electric compressor because it works twice as much, or it does twice in any one thing. Potentially, I could just upgrade this to tier 4 to 4x instead, but I think that needs a lot more. That 4x needs the desalination plant or a lot of salt. Can I make salt with mystical agriculture? That's basalt. Why is there a basalt crop? What use is there for basalt? There is no use for basalt. So, nitrate, salt. Distilled water. What? I don't get it. Is there meant to be a salt output as well? Or is this like the tower up here where it just chucks bitumen out one side? It might be like that, but there isn't really any urgency to use a distiller because then we'd end up with a ton of distilled water left over, which in theory could go into the boiler and generate more steam, but it would basically be useless. What about mechanism salt? Ooh, salt cluster. Salt block. Gaseous brine. There's no point in there is no point in using gaseous brine to make salt because I think this is used in so that's how you liquid lithium. Is this used for liquid lithium to lithium crystallizer solar neutron activator? So that's what is the 4x? Oh, it's already finished. What is the 4x staging mechanism? Oh, of course it'd be a phone call now. Right, my God. and back. So, what is it? Tier 2 rocket. And why is... Oh, did that just outright did that just empty it and actually So you're weird in that you do the thing. Plate. And you two, we will take that. It empties it, and we will take that canister back in. And that should be all of the bits. And why is that in 7? We can't eat that. And I put the apples away. Sheep probably ready for shearing again, but we don't need that wool anymore. Well, not anytime soon. So, next, tier 2 rocket, nose, engine, fins, boosters, middle bit. And I'm not likely to need any chest space, and odds are it would be a little git and not quite know how to handle it otherwise with the dash or land on Mars. I'm gonna get a channel exception if I do that, aren't I? So that's the one I'll want you to get to, mystical agriculture. Filling them Mars, crafting as Mars robot. Possible lucrative dungeons. Not really concerned about that. But what we are going to need is that damn Roblox suit. And also to put this furnace away. Now that is going to keep most of this area loaded, so at least the farms will keep going. Although the capacitors, there is a capacitor up there which will keep me going for a while, but those ones over there aren't going to be loaded. So, pickaxe. There's some oxygen things still in there. All the useful stuff that's worth having. Be able to fly even without that. God, I'm so slow. And do I have a bucket? Yes. I do not, however, have another gateway. And I will need that. That is going to be problematic because all cross-dimensional ones, all cross-dimensional ports go to into the sky, and there is a good chance that I'm going to end up on the moon and end up with another channel exception error. So, how to get around this? What are the other options? This blood magic teleposition focus, I don't know if that works across dimensions. Telemetry unit, no, that's if it's actual short range, it's no good. Beneath, no. I just wanted the description not to go. We don't want that either. Various occasions. Probably going to be silly as well. So what are you made of? Transportation core. Yep, you're not expensive, but you are a nuisance. You need cheese. You are a nuisance. Can we grow you? No, we can't grow you. Can we grow cheese ore? Can we make cheese ore? No, we would have to actually make. You see, it's this kind of galactic draft rubbish, which is why we're basically burnt out in this pack. And basically spent the last week on Warframe instead. What am I looking for? The Astral Sorcery. Celestial Gateway. And you need, for Stardust, which we don't really have. Did you use an ingot though? Yes, you would use 1 ingot. Quartz. We don't need 4. We will probably want to get this seeded at some point as well. Glass lens, that's glass pane. Would you convert? No, you probably won't. Which means glass. Actually, can we break you down? Yes, so if we get a stack of that, you will become glass panes. Illumination powder is probably up there already. Why? Oh yes, I'm still in the Roblox suit. Now it's an acceptable speed. So in you go. This will make plenty of panes, which is good because otherwise they're a pain to make. No. Also, as I'm doing a voiced thing, I'll probably be doing several sessions today, but he's ready. But the gap between this... I forgot to grind the bloody quartz. Actually, it should be up here. Where are you hiding? Somewhere up here, there is a... Where the balls is it? There it is. You should be able to grind it. You stubborn little bastard. No, we're gonna have to crush it. We are also gonna need a bunch of marble. It's gonna be 25. It makes 8 per craft, so 24, that's gonna be 5 gold. Which means we're going to need prosperity shards up here as well. We're also going to need... I was hoping I'd remember the last half of that sentence if I said it again, but I don't know what I need. Oh yes, we need another stack of marble. Chisel should be fine. Where are you, Chisel? Yeah, at the top, very good. Given me converted, I'm going to need the resonator. Sheep are going to want shearing again. This would just fine. But we don't need the wool urgently. At some point we'll just look into... Actually, do we have enough in there? Yes, it's plenty. Then we could use putting another aquamarine in there. I'll make the rock crystal seeds and then just actually the rock crystal seeds might be a nuisance because rock crystals do not stack. Or at least I'm fairly certain that they use up a whole... oh yes, I need to do the panes as well. How much does a pane use? Because it's 400 for the Stardust, that is 498. It used nothing. But did it use anything here? No, it didn't. Good. So just by having this, it is literally free. So... You. Illumination powder, there should be 2 in here. Plenty. stardust in the corners, and the 2 ruined marble. You can sit in there until the next time we need you. Now what goes in the middle? Oh, a rock crystal, of course. Do I need to care about using a good rock crystal? Probably don't need to care. 55, so you're nice and tacky. 51, so you're the most useless, so you can go in because this does not care about the stats. It's not like a crystal tool or a crystal collector or anything like that. I know I could fly, but this is just a... Is that broken? It's not quite broken yet. Oh, I need to stop first. And, yep. So, we'll take you. And because you've got 9 bits held, you have no power into here. But if we take, so you're the only thing going into there, you will probably be more or less full, even though it's like, what, midday? Yeah, it's getting late, so it will be getting a bit more power. Yeah, there we go, full. Like, the sheer power of that being able to do this without anything extra is why I haven't bothered setting up the extra 2, which were planned here and here. There we go. Now we need 25, we need more marble. Having an elytra would be very, very nice, but this pack has basically obliterated the way of finding it because it's dungeon loot. Apparently it will show up in end pirate ships, but those are exceptionally rare, and you need about 6 of them in total to get everything you would ever want. And in a multiplayer world, that is not acceptable, because you would basically have to create an end several times larger than the size of the overworld just for each player to be able to make the end game stuff. So for the sake of elytras, we are going to just spawn that rubbish in as and when we need them. 25, and I did too many. I did 1 craft too many. I did several crafts too many because I forgot I had such a marble here, which means I need to go mine more marble. Anyway, a bit I was trying to say earlier, and then got completely sidetracked, was that I'll be doing multiple sessions in today's one, but there's going to be a longer gap between the first and second sessions. This being the first session, because we need to go do things, which is what the phone call was about. So, 5 by 5, so that's 20 of the marble arch. Four runed and 4 chiseled. Oh, it's engraved. Those 2 are kind of similar, so this is one where we will actually have to check the thing. Engraved, yes, not chiseled. So it's runed below there. So that will take you to the moon. Actually, let's see. If we make this a marble pillar with a sign on it which tells us which one is the moon. Because then at least if we have to go to the Mars again, to either Moon or Mars, actually, yeah. So, center aligned. So that one goes to the moon. Hopefully any other ones that come afterwards won't decide to go right behind there. But just to make sure that... Oh, you fucking golem. Right, where are you? There you are. Shit. Just to make sure these trees are out of the way and not obscuring whatever the second star goes. We will take them out. Then we start at 1/4 so we end at 1/4, which means we've got 1/4 of an hour to handle channel exceptions. Jerry can. Yes, the thing is in here, the launch pad. Where did it go? I was tempted to start doing an alternate version of Cotton Eye Joe, but then I remembered that because I have music in the background that I can't hear, I can't really do any terrible singing. You can be grateful for that, because my singing is terrible. It kills people. Well, not literally, but my singing is terrible. Had. Oh, I need the Roblox suit again. But let's dump the useless stuff. So, bees, you can live in the chest which gets filled with junk. Yes, I'm not likely to use you, but you might be useful. Oak, sticks. Actually, I'm fairly certain that we have storage for basically all of these, so we'll empty that for now and dump all of the junk in here. Actually, an exception to that is leaves. I don't think we store leaves. Or saplings. Birch sap. Actually, we will dump those in. Sooty marble, you're required. Launch pad, you're required. Tier 2 rocket. You suck, but we do need you. Robot suit. You are the bane of all that is good in this pack. But we need you for no other reason than the pack being stubborn. If we could figure out how to pressure-proof any of our items of clothing, that would be very nice. And I think it is night. We don't really want to be going up at night. Just in case there's some stupid mob thing. So this session will end at 1/4. Odds are it won't come back for half an hour. Although we might be able to get more than 3 sessions in today. So I'm still in 2 minds about that. Because on Warframe, which is more important than this, I'm less burnt out of it at least. Okay, that's not filling, so we'll just dump you back in. There we go. We can use that to recover fuel left in this afterwards. So, do we have everything? Actually, there is 1 oxygen canister loitering in here. And we could use some blocks to make a wall to keep out any space mobs. We're looking literally at the block. We want just basic cobble. Or regular, no, because everything's going to shoot over it. What are you doing, Squid? You can't go to space. Although you can go and get fried by the exhaust. That's always cool. So 5 past. We probably have G. Fuel is good. And now we need to be very careful. Very careful, because if you remember the moon, we whiffed it and somehow fell out. Oh, and we've got backup. If it fucks up, we just spawn in a new rocket as before. Actually, I don't know if if Mars needs a parachute. No, Mars doesn't. I'm fairly certain of that. Off. 13, 12, 11, 10. Well, I'm sure you can read. There we go. Oh, they are fast. They're going up quite a bit faster than the last one. Now, in theory, you're probably supposed to look for when there's proper Mars transit times on the Galactigraph map. But ain't nobody got time for that! All it'll probably do is make a saving of fuel, but we've got, for all intents and purposes, infinite. Oh, and we're basically right next to it anyway. Oh, time gravity, meteor frequency, plenty of meteors. But we've got meteoric ion already, so that's all good. We don't want a Mars, Phobos and Deimos. Oh wow, this is lagged out. Is this going to do the same thing as when we first landed on the moon? Launch, there we go. Zoom in, Mars, Phobos, Deimos. And we will launch. Once we check that we've got the things. Okay, to try and minimise the risk of getting a channel exception, we're going to lower OBS's quality, which might affect the sound, I don't know. It will definitely affect the frame rate, and we're going to bump Java's priority up. So OBS down to low, Java high. Oh, what happened? Oh, you see, this is why there's basically no value in doing in Kerbal Space Program. It's good. Yeah, it's worthless. I fucked up because I do not have a sound. I do not have music set for the moon. Well, I have some music for the moon, but I don't have for Mars. Bugger. I completely forgot that I have new music for every dimension. I crash. Kill off JI. And fix the settings. Normal. We'll get rid of the map writer junk. And now, because we're still on another planet, which shall do, we will take the moon soundtrack. Rate that. Oh, what slime eggs, I forgot about those. So we want a nice flat bit. Invalid thermal protection. Well, let's just get this set up, because odds are it's going to kill me if there's some kind of weird gimmick with thermals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's sudden slowness. There we go, functional now. These two, one of these is going to be the moon, one of them is going to be the Earth. We don't know which one's which, but given that in the overworld that one was the moon, or one that high was the moon, there is a good chance that one is also the moon. Let's try. I ought to do the priority gimmicks again. So which one are you? You're the low one, so you are... At least if we end up on the moon, I don't have to change the track again. But we're probably going to get a channel exception because I haven't changed any of the flipping CPU priorities. Okay, so priority high, quickly. OBS, we can put you on low quickly, and that's probably going to kill everything. Come on. Still using use, so it hasn't hung up at age 5. That looked like the overworld. But that is a channel exception. That was definitely the overworld, but it's, yeah. OBS is still on low priority, so frame rate is going to be pretty crap for a while. Still on high. But at least we now know that the low one is the oh. Get out on the moon if I have to go back to the moon. At least on the overworld it'll be easy to figure out. On the moon it's going to be a hassle. Come on. In fairness, we could have just streamed right then and there because it's basically 1:15. We've got about a minute. Gonna take. Oh, that was the end portal. Ah, I forgot that there's going to be 3 of them in the sky. If there's 3 in the sky now, so that low one is the end. There's going to be one that's the moon and one that's the home. You know what? This is going to take a while. I've got to go sort things out. So we'll end this first session early. Well, a minute early. By the time I finish this outro bit, it will probably be 1:15 anyway. And I'll be back in probably about half an hour. In the meantime, I'll try and get this set up again. So bye for now.